I should be talking more basketball, but Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host, has got his quarterback list. And I'm always fascinated with this because Sims is not afraid. He'll put out this list, top 40 quarterbacks, and he's down to his top 5. Actually, down to his top 4, because I'm looking at the list here. Russell Wilson is 5, Lamar Jackson 6, Kyler Murray 7, Matthew Stafford 8, Dak Prescott 9, Tom Brady is 10. Let's bring in Chris Sims from Pro Football Talk Live. All right, give me the criteria for how you set up the rankings, Chris.
Sure. I got 40 quarterbacks. It's basically my depth chart, Dan. That's how I do it. Everybody's playing on the same team. We're not taking the advantages of, this guy has this or this coach or whatever. It's the same team. It's the same coaches, and here's my depth chart 1 through 40 going into the 2021 season.
All right. We have some questions here.
Sure.
Who wants to start? Paulie, I'll let you start with Sims.
I don't know how obvious I want to go here. I guess I'll go obvious. So I have a better chance to win with Matthew Stafford as my quarterback than Tom Brady as my quarterback.
Well, yeah, I do believe that. Listen, Brady, hey, leadership, what he brought to that team, it's really special. And I took that all into account. In fact, I bumped him up in front of people where I would go, they're more talented. They can do more on the field than he can. But for that scenario and what he did with Tampa, he was the perfect fit. They needed polish down there and all those type of things. Yes, okay. But at the same time, there's a lot of issues, and like Tom Brady's game is not perfect. And Matthew Stafford, don't get so blinded by, Detroit Lions and their record and everything like that. That's the only thing I would argue with you there is, who did you think Detroit was supposed to beat last year? What on their roster was really that special that you think Matt Stafford was supposed to look so great and do all those type of things? I can look at Tampa Bay and go, hey, they lost 5 losses in the regular season. You can legitimately look at all 5 and go, the main culprit in all 5 losses was Tom Brady, let alone the NFC Championship game and those issues too. So Brady's awesome. His arm is still awesome. He makes very few plays off of schedule. He needs a certain type of support system around him right now, as to where I look at some of these other guys and go, they don't need it, and they can still make things happen and go that way. It's a tough one, and I know that's the one that everybody looks at, and nobody's happy unless I make Brady 1 or 2. That's the only thing I can make everybody happy with.
No, I wouldn't put him there.
Yeah.
But I would put him ahead of.
Yeah, you put him ahead of those guys.
Yeah, I would.
Sure.
You don't like Jared Goff at all, man. You got him 31. You got 3 rookies ahead of him. You got Jameis Winston. You got Taysom Hill ahead of Jared Goff.
Yeah. Jared Goff, tell me, what am I signing up for? Is it Sean McVay's offense? I don't know. But again, with Jared Goff, there's experience, certainly, but not the experience where I would like to see it to be for a guy that's played as long as he has and been to the Super Bowl. There's just too many plays when you watch it and reevaluate where I go, man, bad decision, not understanding the full scope of the game. Hey, it's a bootleg. It's 3rd and 1. Nobody's open, and go run for the first down, and he throws the ball away or tries to throw the ball into double coverage. That to me concerns me, let alone not great ability. Nothing he does off schedule to help the football team that way. Not a top tier thrower of the football. And, so yes, I look at it that way. And let's not forget, Dan, they were doing everything they could in life to start John Wolford at the end of the year. They did not want to start Jared Goff. That was because the play was not good. So, that's where I stand with him right now.
All right, McLovin, your question for Sims.
Okay, you have Kyler Murray at number 7, the Cardinals quarterback. Yeah. If he's the 7th best quarterback and he has all these Hall of Famers everywhere on this roster and all this talent, how come nobody thinks the Cardinals are going to do anything this year? They're generally considered the 4th best team in that division.
Yeah, I agreed. But it's not all about the quarterback. Let's stop that. Stop. McLovin. I know. He makes them considerably better, in my opinion. They're one of the top rushing offenses in football. Not because their O-line is great or the running back's great. It's because Kyler Murray's unbelievable at scrambling, the threat he has to run with the quarterback design, run plays, or the read options. That opens up everything. I'm not so sure he's not the most responsible out of all quarterbacks, as far as improving their offense or making it look a lot better than it really is. Their scheme itself is nothing special. I break this down on my podcast all the time. We do DeAndre Hopkins, his route combinations. I mean, it's limited. It's a lot of that spread 4 wide. It's a little predictable. And he is the reason it goes. So, yeah, we'll see. Can A.J. Green help them out? We'll see if Larry Fitzgerald plays and all those things. But he's a special, special talent that, it's hard to always quantify his effect on the game or qualify it, through stats because of the pressure he does put on your defense because of his skill set.
Yes, Todd, you got a question?
So, Chris, you have Drew Lock at 33, a lot higher up on the board than I thought. So there's some positivity I should have. If they can't get Aaron Rodgers, there's hope for Denver to chase Kansas City?
Drew Lock has, Fritzy, some big-time top-end talent. I am excited about the positives. If we sat all down together and watched Drew Lock the positives, we'd all go, whoa, man, you're right. He is a little better, makes a little more, makes more plays than I thought. He does have an explosive arm. He is a pretty good athlete. The big thing, as you know, Fritzy, because I know you're a Broncos fan, he's got to take that, Brett Favre element out of his game. Not every throw has to be a 25-yard laser in between 4 people to fit it in there.
And that's
the
enough. That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough talk about the Broncos.
Okay, you've had enough.
Yeah.
Shut it up, Fritzy.
You got Ryan Tannehill ahead of Baker Mayfield. Ryan Tannehill at number 12. Baker Mayfield. Do you like Baker Mayfield, or you just tolerate Baker Mayfield?
No, I do like Baker Mayfield. I do. To me, last year was a huge year for him. Showed progress, maturity on and off the field. And the one thing that just really popped to me was how many high degree of difficulty throws Baker Mayfield made during the year, especially the second half of the year. He's got a great innate ability to where I don't call him a great runner, but he's a great mover. He hops around the pocket and he can make throws kind of from weird angles, or he's got a bootleg and the defense ends there to get him and he kind of makes a move and breaks his ankle and still gets to throw. Or, he's running full speed on a bootleg and there's Jarvis Landry 25 yards downfield and he's open by 3 inches and, man, he rips it in there and doesn't think twice and throws it perfectly. So it's an offense that's not necessarily always quarterback friendly with all these crazy things they do. They ask their quarterback to make big time explosive throws, and he fixed his mechanics last year. He played the game better, and he made a number of big time plays to help their team win football games.
We're talking to Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live. Is number 1 on the list going to be controversial?
No. I will say my top 4, as you know, I have not revealed that yet, and that will be Monday. And if you guys want to have me back next week to talk about it or whatever, I do think there's going to be one here in the top 4 that's people are going to go, whoa, okay. So that's all I'll say to that to tease it. But it's a tough exercise, as you can imagine. I'm just setting myself up to get crapped on by everybody, and I deal with it every year. But you
ask for this, Chris.
I do. Well, and NBC asks me to do it. I don't ask. I don't go, hey, let's do it. But it's part of what I do, and I do enjoy it to a degree. It helps me get better feel for the quarterbacks and kind of have that jump off point for the next year. And the other thing you realize, Dan, there's a lot of damn good quarterbacks in football right now. A lot of them. There really is, and it's about the support system and to see how good they're going to be.
You got Tua Tagovailoa 34th.
Yeah.
There's only 32 teams, so he's not good enough to start, in your opinion.
Well, he's not one of the 32 best the way I see it right now. Yeah, there's question marks, certainly. I mean, you saw last year, again, it was good, but they had to micromanage him. And then whenever they had to let it loose, we got to take him out. We got to put Ryan Fitzpatrick in. He's admitted he didn't know the offense as well. He didn't make that many plays with his right arm or anything like that. So, yeah, I have a lot of questions, and that's the one that seems to be the most polarizing. People think I hate Tua. I root for him. I like the guy. He's charismatic as hell. There's no doubt about it. But, yeah, there's nothing to write home about last year to where I go, man, that's special. And he's ready to jump into the top 20. I got to see more to believe that.
So Mahomes will be 1.
You're funny.
Aaron Rodgers is 2.
I'm not telling you anything.
What
I'm not
about
telling you.
his mindset? Is he totally committed to playing football here?
I
Chris?
don't know.
I
You'll
mean,
have to. You know
he's
what
in
you'll have to
love.
do.
He's in love. He wants to do Jeopardy.
Right.
I don't know. Where's his mind?
Well, maybe Chris Sims took that into account. Maybe you should watch my podcast on Monday, and I'll explain all these answers to you.
Where is Deshaun Watson? He's not even on the board.
Well, he's going to be in those top 4. He's coming up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not avoiding him right now. I mean, I know there's those legal.
Wait. You got Deshaun Watson, one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Yes, I do. Yes, without a doubt. No doubt. Yes, he is a superstar.
So Josh Allen's going to be there. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes.
You got the 4 that are left.
Deshaun
That's right.
Watson. Okay.
Yeah. Watson probably had the best year of his career last year. Now, it didn't translate to wins or losses.
Yeah.
I get that. But, I mean, it's horrible defense, no run game, no receivers. You know, they were highly competitive in a lot of games where I'd go, man, if they didn't have Deshaun Watson, this game would be 40-7. They would be getting killed. And here they were in the fourth quarter with a chance to win, or, you know, somebody snaps the ball low when he's on the 1-yard line. You know, he can't do everything. So that's part of the exercise. It is tough. But, yeah, I look at Watson as certainly being one of the 4 best quarterbacks in the league right now.
I think you jumped on my Matthew Stafford bandwagon MVP choice. I think you did.
I'm excited for Stafford because Stafford has been in like my top 10 almost every year I do this, and people always just can't get over it. And it's, you know, again, it's just, man, bad offense. No great offensive coordinators his whole career. I know he had Megatron. It was him and Megatron. Apparently those two were supposed to win every game by themselves. I get that. You know, no 1,000-yard rushers. The talent is real. It's one of the greatest arms ever. It's still one of the most game-changing arms we've ever seen. And still at this point it is. And I think this year, now with the support, McVay's offense, some receivers, a run game, I hear you. Like, that's, to me, the smart bet. If you want to bet low and get a huge grand prize for MVP, Matt Stafford would be one of those I would recommend to anybody.
You got Ben Roethlisberger down the list here. Should the Steelers should they have drafted a quarterback first round instead of a running back?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, where they were sitting there, of course, they would have had to have made some sort of move to get a quarterback. I think that's why they did sign Dwayne Haskins in the offseason to let's take a deeper look at him. Maybe he could be the guy of the future. But I think ultimately, Dan, with like Pittsburgh, they looked at it like, wait, we're closer to the top than the bottom. This is not a rebuild. Our team is kind of ready. And I would imagine, and it sounds like if you listen to anything they're saying, they got to be looking at Tampa. Look at Tampa, you know, with Brady. You know, you got some good receivers. You can't ask Ben to throw the ball, you know, every play 45 times a game and then not be able to run or scare anybody else with that. So they got to go to that formula, in my opinion. Run the ball, play action, protect him up so he doesn't have to worry, and he'll still dice you up with his right arm, but he's not going to make plays or carry the team anymore if they're going to ask him to be in the shotgun and do it that way all game long.
It's good to talk to you again. And
always.
And I hope you get a whole lot of grief coming up next week.
Oh, don't worry. I think it's, you know, it's peaked. I honestly, there's the crazy thing. When I made Brady 10, I was like, man, people will probably be happy about this. This is good. Let's get some people off my back. I think it's the worst reaction I've gotten in years out of anybody. I am getting absolutely killed.
Wait,
on social media.
What's the worst reaction you had gotten prior to putting Tom Brady 10th on your list?
Well, I mean, it's probably another Tom Brady, you know, ranking of like putting him at 9 a few years ago or something like that. It's usually that between the New England fans.
You're still upset because you were there as a teammate of Tom Brady's. You were jealous of Tom.
That's what everybody says. I know I was jealous. Yeah, he was mean to me, all of those type of things. And I know nobody can believe that I actually really like the guy and have tremendous respect. But yes, that's the way I see it at age 43, where he is right now. He's still awesome. Obviously can win a Super Bowl, but I don't think he's as good or better than some of those guys I got in front of him. No, I don't.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Dan. Be good, guys. See ya.
That's Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live, NBC Sports. Take a break. Play of the day up next here on the Dan Patrick Show.